Chubby Genios usually likes all food, but she's not sure about this sap. Rona seems to think it needs some extra flavour. Borneo's jungles flood every year in the rainy season, so being able to navigate over water is a crucial skill. Orangutans aren't built to swim, as their dense bodies sink rather than float. But crossing a rope bridge is a walk in the park for these arboreal apes. Even Kessie, with her missing hand, isn't fazed by the obstacle course. She's become much braver since her arrival to Paramount Island. But she still prefers eating alone. She can't sit in her usual spot under the platform here, so she improvises. As she munches away on her favourite turnips, something catches her attention. She moves in for a closer look. But there are no ropes to get her there. At first, she walks on submerged trees to keep her head above water. But then, she actually swims. This is very unusual. Drowning is a major cause of orangutan deaths. But orangutans who grow up in rehab appear to be more curious than those in the wild. Kessie's motivation for this risky choice is, of course, food. What she spied were termites. On the Rungan River, the release team heads toward the quieter side of Paramount Island, where females Kessie, Au, and Ruti hang out. Thai circus girl, Saab, is first up for release. The team's arrival puts Kessie on edge. She joins Au in the safety of the trees. Saab doesn't wait around, though. Despite the loving care she's received at Nyaru Menteng, nothing beats climbing a tree for the first time. Jerry's getting impatient. He is not a fan of the cage. He's not finished yet. Valent is still trapped in his cage. The team has to stop this. A Technisi flanks the angry male. The distraction buys enough time to release poor Valent. And then As suddenly as it began, the storm is over. The Technici offer Jerry a sweet peace treaty. It's time to leave. And Jerry takes one more charge at the team to send them on their way. It looks like there's a new boss on this corner of Bungamat Island. At the water park, everyone wants to have fun, including Benny. When the lunch bell rings and bananas are on offer, Benny comes in like a wrecking ball. But the babysitters are still under strict instructions not to let Benny have any bananas. Everyone gets a treat. Except Benny. Resorting to banana peel is pretty low. Lanting remembers his fruit kebab lessons. But it seems he's got the wrong end of the stick. Benny's desperate for fruit. He begs Penty, borrows from the basket, and steals from Raren. Bad move. Poor Benny. Over at Jungle School, Forest Groups 2 and 3 are taking class together. Today's challenge is to master the 2-stage process of opening a coconut. First, husking. Then, nut cracking to access the sweet milk and the meat. 4-year-old Yoko is a Group 3 student, and he's got this down. His secret is to grip with hands and feet. Yoko's skill attracts a spectator. Benny loves coconuts as much as bananas. But he usually relies on his babysitter to open them. Benny reverts back to an old habit. He's not really a bully, just a very hungry food thief. 9-year-old Rinto turns up from Group 5 to police this coconut conflict. Rinto decides Benny should have no coconut at all. Nope, not getting this one either. Poor Benny. All he's left with is a pile of sodden greens. It's not fair. Yoko's still got a coconut. With a surprising burst of energy, Benny goes after him again. The commotion attracts the attention of another older female, Reran, who comes in with the heavy artillery. She wastes no time in punishing Benny. Things are getting out of hand. The delivery of more coconuts ends the brawl. Benny's left with just an empty husk and his low social status. He's not impressed. In the clinic, vets Aga and Vivi decide to whip up a secret remedy to speed up the sick orphan's recovery.
Why are you crying, Aga?
No, it's because onion.
It's onion juice.
No way. You are so weak. Look at me. I have tears here.
The vets have used onion juice to fight illness for years, as onions have powerful anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. It's a tough job, but these vets will do anything for their patients. A pinch of sugar sweetens the mix.
Lianya juga nggak mau. Udah.
Some tape to deter thieving macaques. And the juice is ready to bake in the hot Borneo sun. Now it's the older students' turn to benefit from some onion juice mixed with vitamins. Obama isn't that keen. But Jumbo wants it all.
Aku nih paling gak suka obat dengan obat oral kayak gini heran aku sama Bayati juga
Sri figures she needs a new strategy to disperse this popular medicine.
belum.
Meryl's always well-mannered. Valentino demands more. Benny loves anything that goes in his mouth. He happily takes it all without a fuss. Lucky last is little Uterus. He savors every drop. Deep in remote jungle, an unusual day is about to unfold for the pupils of the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation's Jungle School. Orphans are assigned to different groups here according to their skill levels, and each group has its own forest classroom. But every so often, there's a mix-it-up day, where the youngsters get to visit someone else's classroom and explore different areas of the forest. It's also an excellent opportunity for them to broaden the socialization, which is such an important aspect of the curriculum here. Today is extra exciting for Valentino and his classmates in Forest School 2. They're visiting Group 3, whose classroom has turned into a water park. It's early in Borneo's rainy season now, and overnight, rain has flooded the stream. In the wild, torrential rain can submerge the jungle into a lake within hours. Orangutans generally don't swim, but the students have to learn how to forage during a flood. Utris is one of the first to explore the delights of what you can do with water. Svenja, one of the Group 3 kids, has figured out how to blow bubbles. Benny copies, watched closely by Shiro. Lala has another game for her bubbles. Valentino appears a little out of his comfort zone, not really wanting to get his feet wet. But Utris is in his element. At the new baby house, where the youngest orphans now live, everyone seems enthusiastic about the different morning routine. But once the doors open, the bravado vanishes. And many of the nursery babies cling to each other for comfort, as they're still getting used to their new home. This morning, Jelapat's missing his usual hug buddy, Telecan, so he's brought his security blanket along. Everyone rides the wheelbarrow buses for another day in the forest. 2 miles away, at the main Nyaru Menteng compound, the older classes are already filing into the forest for the day's lessons. Hanin holds up her classmates for a bathroom break, orangutan style. Chinta deals with the roadblock with her signature move. The Group 2 students pile onto their platform as babysitter Letta constructs one of the famous fruit kebabs the team uses to encourage the students to forage in the trees. Class clown Valentino has a love-hate relationship with this lesson. Over the past few months, trying to grab moving fruit has frustrated him enormously. He makes a token effort today. But Valentino has no patience for this. And so he goes straight to the source. At Forest Group 3, the daily snack basket is at the centre of all the action. But one student hangs back on the fringes. It's 5-year-old female Luti. Luti was kept as an illegal pet for more than 2 years, longer than any other orphan at Jungle School. She's been in forest school for almost a year, but is taking a long time to adapt to the crowded chaos of class. Her babysitters make sure she's not left out. But Luti's an easy target for some of her hungry classmates. Jumbo steals her soybean snack. She gets a banana instead. But Jati pounces. Luti has developed a bad habit to cope with this bullying. Every day, while the babysitters are distracted, she takes off. Every day when she escapes class, she heads for the playground. She gets all the toys to herself. There are even new orange barrels to explore. But there's a catch. Official recess is still a few hours away. So the usual hidden snacks are all missing. That's okay. Luti's got another plan. It looks like the coast is clear. She knows there's always fruit under the long-term holding enclosures. But the real treasure is up above. Inside are older orangutans who are waiting for space on the pre-release islands. But they're used to Luti turning up every day. Now, what have they got here? Nope. That's the ticket. She's got an all-you-can-eat buffet and freedom from pushy classmates. It doesn't get much better than this. At the Group 1 classroom, the babysitters have a plan for the flooded pool to teach a new lesson in food gathering. Vegetables on stilts are a genius take on the famous fruit kebab, designed to encourage students to master pond foraging in the wet season. Malika gets it. Extra support from Letta gives Malika the confidence to try this new step towards her wild future. Now it's Timpa's turn for a lesson. She's always been a little water baby. Letta shows Timpa how to scoop water. She watches intently, but she can't quite grasp. How does one hold water? Just as she's had enough, she has a breakthrough. Figuring out how to use a tool to hold water is a simple but useful concept that both humans and primates need to learn. Letta is very proud of her little student. These two share a true bond, and Timpa isn't shy about her affections. Borneo is home to around 160 species of snake, many of them venomous, including this keeled pit viper that strayed into the compound from the surrounding forest. The staff quickly captured the intruder, and Mulyono has decided it's time for Group 4's lesson in snake awareness. Mulyono doesn't usually attend forest school classes, so as soon as they spot him, the students can tell this is no ordinary lesson. Jumbo and Yoko try to scare him off. Litty, Lanting and Chinta are the bravest. And then little Eric joins Chinta for a closer look. This snake is rubber, but it looks real enough to the orangutans. This response is just what Mulyono hoped for. Terrorizing these youngsters may look mean, but one day this lesson could save their lives. First lesson of the day is Buayo, or fruit time. Orangutans naturally spend up to 6 hours a day foraging for food. So breakfast doubles as a perfect learning opportunity. This morning's lesson is in coconut cracking. Orangutans learn from example, so their caregiver shows them how it's done. Mumut, a little male, catches on immediately, while Valentino has a more interpretive approach. With his distinctive pale belly stripe, Valentino is the class clown of Forest School Group 1. What he lacks in technique, he makes up for in exuberance. But when the puzzle proves too hard to crack, Valentino does exactly what he would do if he was in the wild. Asks Mum for help. Valentino was found alone in a forest as a baby after his mum was killed. Babysitter Letta is currently his foster mother, and she knows Valentino must learn to do this on his own if he's to ever graduate from jungle school. Nearby, the students of Forest Group 2 are incrementally more skillful. It's not so much age that divides Groups 1 and 2, but ability. Little Meryl has learned how to husk her coconut so she can enjoy the sweet milk. But not for long. Opportunistic Valentino moves in to share. He may not be the best at coconut cracking, but learning how to reap the rewards of others' hard work could be an excellent survival skill. Three-year-old Benny has a more laid-back approach. He's exercising his jaws as his powerful teeth scrape the coconut shell. But there's not a lot of other energy being exerted. He doesn't even flinch as Meryl helps herself to his leftovers. Little does Benny know that his expanding girth hasn't gone unnoticed. And he's about to be put on a diet. In the main compound, in one of the pre-release holding enclosures, two special females are relaxing with a grooming session. Zalipa is absorbed in the task of inspecting her best friend Tulia for pests. Every time she finds something, she gets a snack. These two 14-year-olds have been roommates since they graduated jungle school 5 years ago. They're waiting in the queue for a place on one of the pre-release islands. But their snack is about to be interrupted. For the best of reasons.
Ya, selamat pagi. Rekan-rekan aku yang budiman dan budiwati. Dan Mayat. Hari ini kita
Vet Marios briefs the team that space has become available on one of the pre-release islands. Tulia and Zalipa have been chosen to make the move to this protected environment. The final step to prove their suitability for a true wild release one day. The two cage buddies are very gentle, so they don't need to be sedated for their medical checkup. Zalipa isn't a fan of the scales, whereas Tulia doesn't seem too intimidated by being weighed. 12 years of loving care has brought the girls to this point. The vets couldn't be happier that they have a chance at freedom. There's a lot of affection here, as Tulia and Zalipa receive a mild sedative for the journey ahead.
Sama, 36,7.
sama. Askultasi perutnya aja nggak beres.
As the team loads Tulia's travel cage, Zalipa once again demonstrates just how smart she is. What these two inventive females will get up to on a pre-release island after 5 years of waiting is difficult to predict. It's mid-morning at the Group 3 classroom. And already the temperature is well over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The babysitters have brought basket loads of papaya leaves for a healthy snack today. But one of the students is planning an alternative use for his leaf. 5-year-old Otan is affectionately known as the Fluffy Ninja. He's small for his age, inventive, and curious. When there was something terrifying under the sack at Snake School, Otan accidentally revealed it. Today, he's going to wear his leaf. It's not a fashion statement, though. It's sheltering him from the hot sun. As is often the case in jungle school, Otan's experiment catches on. Valentino copies. And so does Junior. These leaves were supposed to be a snack. Turning them into sun hats shows what creative thinkers orangutans are. And of course, they imitate each other. The trend spreads like wildfire. Valentino is first to take things to another level. Hat stealing. In the wild, young orangutans learn most skills through imitating their mothers. Here, there are many variations on what the orphan students can learn from each other. Valentino remembers that you can actually eat these leaves as well. Chinta, never one to follow the crowd, uses hers as a plate to catch her turnip scraps. Benny turns up and seems unimpressed by Valentino's look. The new Benny is way too mature for this. He's off to climb a tree.
Benny.
An activity usually too energetic for this plump orangutan. But he's giving it a go. Compared with the exertions of his classmates, Benny's style is low-key. All that clambering and vine swinging? Way too much effort. April usually marks the end of the wet season in central Kalimantan. But this year, the mid-morning storms won't let up. The Nyaru Menteng Teknisi are used to delivering food in the rain as they head up the Rungan River to Bangamat, one of the pre-release islands. In these protected environments, the older graduates of jungle school hone their survival skills, the final step in proving their suitability for wild release. Today, there's a challenge for the Teknisi when they reach the feeding site. Just weeks ago, the rope bridge to the feeding platform was 6 feet above the water. Now, only one rope is above the water, and the platform is completely submerged. The food will float away. With hungry orangutans desperate to eat, a clump of vegetation becomes a temporary platform. The challenge now is how the orangutans will get to it, as there are no ropes to help, and orangutans do not like to swim. This is why the babysitters work so hard through jungle school to teach their students how to safely negotiate the forest during floods. Breakfast is the perfect opportunity for a head count. And there's one orangutan the Teknisi are keen to tick off their list. It's Ponti. 6 months after giving birth, mother and baby are thriving. She needs her breakfast, as her infant is suckling many times a day. She takes a moment to figure out the best plan. But she misjudges the depth of the water and submerges Ponji. The Technici are quick to ensure Ponti doesn't go hungry. While blind Shelton enjoys his leafy greens, the other students have a fruit feast. Everyone emerges from the forest, but there's one orangutan who hasn't turned up yet. Shelton always looks forward to catching up with his buddy at this time. Where is he? Finally, in he comes. This is Copral, a 13-year-old male with an unimaginable story. When Copral was 4 years old, he was kept as a caged pet in his owner's backyard. One day he escaped and climbed a power pole. Instantly he was electrocuted. His arms were severely burned. Copral's owner took him back to his cage, assuming he'd die. But after a week, Copral was still alive. So his owner brought him to Samboja Lestari. He arrived in a heartbreaking condition. Today, despite his handicap, Copral's doing just fine. He's learned to use his mouth and feet in place of his hands. And he has a variety of methods to get up and around. Nothing stops Copral. He can do everything his buddies can. Every day, he goes to visit his old pal, Shelton. The two males formed an incredible bond while they were recuperating together after their injuries and became inseparable friends. Copral, with no arms, would lead blind Shelton into the forest. Now, Shelton can't leave his cage. But Copral always rolls in to say hello. And occasionally help himself to some of his buddies' lunch. Shelton and Copral's stories illustrate how resilient our primate cousins can be, despite the most traumatic starts in life, and how friendship can endure against all odds. In the forest surrounding the baby house, the 3-year-old orphans in Group 1 begin the day with an aerial ballet. Babysitter Suryati has a brand new lesson for today's class. Jelapat is fascinated by her attack on a tree. This is a rubber tree, and the sticky sap provides a nutritious snack for orangutans. Adults use their strong teeth to access this hidden food source. Yum! Suzanne wants some of that too.
Aduh, mau mencuri.
Chubby Genios usually likes all food, but she's not sure about this sap. Rona seems to think it needs some extra flavour.
Pernah sini, Ronton. Rona.
Once Netta gets a taste, she dives straight in. Suriati tries to encourage her to use a tool to get the sap. But this is no time for cutlery. Netta hasn't grown big incisors or canine teeth yet to scrape off the bark herself. But this lesson will prepare her for when she does.